Top 5 fastest Lexus cars in the world. 5 Lexus machines. One of them lost money on every single unit sold just to prove a point. Let's see if the point landed. Number 5. The Lexus LC500. Lexus penned a concept car, then refused to water it down for the street. The LC500 reached showrooms looking almost identical to the concept that stunned Detroit, and years later, it's still one of the most beautiful things the brand has ever built. Beneath that endless hood wails a free-breathing 5.0 LV8. No turbos, no hybrid assist, pouring out 471 horsepower through a 10-speed direct-shift automatic to the rear wheels. It surges to 60 in 4.4 seconds and climbs to genuine 168 miles per hour top speed, the highest of any current Lexus on sale. But the LC ignores the stopwatch entirely. Its real currency is seduction. The grille is shaped like the edge of a sword, the taillights glow like a jet's afterburners, and the cabin is assembled by Takumi master craftsmen who train for decades before touching one. Intake sound is piped into the cabin through a diaphragm borrowed from Lexus's own LFA supercar program. So the V8 doesn't just move you, it serenades you the entire way there. Inside, hand-stitched leather and available Alcantara trim, a curved digital driver's display, and switchgear that feels machined rather than molded. MSRP starts around $100,000 depending on trim and options. Here's the thing about this list. The next 4 cars all beat the LC's acceleration number, and one of them does it without burning a single drop of gasoline. Number 4, the Lexus IS 500F Sport Performance. Proving that a sedan can hit just as hard as a dedicated sports car, the IS 500F Sport Performance drops the same naturally aspirated 5.0 LV8 from the LC into a smaller, lighter body and lets it loose. 472 horsepower, 0 to 60 in 4.4 seconds flat, and an exhaust note that sounds like it belongs in something twice the price. This is Lexus's answer to anyone who assumed the brand only knew how to build quiet, comfortable sedans. The IS 500 exists purely to prove that assumption wrong at every stoplight it pulls up to. Adaptive variable suspension and a torque-sensing limited slip differential keep the chassis composed, while forged wheels and upgraded brakes handle the extra weight the smaller V8-powered sedans in this class usually can't accommodate. It's the last naturally aspirated V8 sedan Lexus builds, in a class where nearly everyone else has already moved to turbocharged 6s or hybrids. Inside, aggressive F-Sport bucket seats, a driver-focused digital cockpit, and Mark Levinson audio round out a cabin built for someone who wants performance without giving up daily usability. MSRP starts around $61,000, genuinely one of the more accessible ways into a naturally aspirated V8 anything in 2026. Number 3. The Lexus RZ 550e F Sport AWD. Lexus's first real declaration that electric power and genuine performance aren't opposites. The RZ 550e is the quickest current Lexus off the line, full stop. A dual-motor, all-electric AWD system producing 402 horsepower and launching this thing to 60 miles per hour in just 4.1 seconds, faster than either V8 sitting below it on this list. There's no engine note to chase here, no turbo lag to manage, just instant seamless torque the second you touch the accelerator. Lexus tuned the RZ's chassis and steering specifically to fight the numb EV feeling that plagues most electric performance cars, adding a simulated shift-feel system that mimics gear changes even though there's no traditional transmission underneath. It's rated for up to 229 miles of range, meaning the quickest Lexus in the current lineup can also comfortably handle a daily commute without anyone touching a gas pump. This is the car that quietly rewrote what fast Lexus means for an entire generation of buyers who never expected an electric crossover to out-accelerate the brand's own V8 sedan. Inside, a minimalist digital cockpit, an available panoramic roof, and Lexus's latest infotainment suite running the show. MSRP starts around $60,000 before incentives. One of the next 2 cars on this list is track-only in spirit but street-legal on paper, and the other one is the reason Lexus builds performance cars at all. Stay right there. Number 2, the Lexus RCF Track Edition. Lexus built this one to answer a single question. What happens if you take the RCF and stop worrying about comfort entirely? The answer is the Track Edition, running the exact same 5.0L naturally aspirated V8 as the IS 500, tuned here to 472 horsepower, but stuffed into a body that's nearly 200 pounds lighter than the standard RCF, thanks to a carbon fiber roof, hood, and trunk lid. That weight loss alone is enough to drop the 0 to 60 time to just under 4 seconds, making it the quickest gasoline-powered coupe Lexus currently builds. Brembo Carbon's ceramic brakes, a track-tuned Torsen Limiteds differential, and a rear wing pulled straight from Lexus's motorsport program turn this from a comfortable GT car into something that genuinely wants to see a circuit more than a commute. Lexus built it in strictly limited numbers, squarely at the small group of buyers who actually cared about lap times over cup holders. Inside, deeply bolstered sports seats trimmed in suede-like Alcantara, a stripped-down dash focused entirely on driver information, and noticeably less sound insulation than the standard RCF, on purpose. This isn't the fastest way to arrive somewhere comfortably, it's the fastest way to arrive at all. Every car on this list exists because one machine over a decade ago proved Lexus could build something the entire supercar world had to take seriously. Number 1. The Lexus LFA Nürburgring Edition. The fastest production Lexus ever built, and still, well over a decade later, nothing else the brand has made has come close to touching it. A naturally aspirated 4.8 LV10, developed with direct input from Yamaha's engine specialists, screams to a 9,000 RPM redline and produces a sound so distinctive that Lexus spent years tuning the exhaust and intake acoustics specifically to shape it. 0 to 60 in just 3.6 seconds and a top speed north of 200 miles per hour. That would still be considered serious by today's standards, let alone when this car first appeared at the Geneva Motor Show. Just 500 LFAs were ever built worldwide, and the Nürburgring package versions, tuned with a more aggressive rear wing and sharper suspension calibration, are rarer still. Every single one sold out immediately, and Lexus made zero profit on the program, reportedly losing money on every unit sold because this car was never about the balance sheet. It existed purely to prove Lexus belonged in the same conversation as Ferrari and Porsche, and by every measure that mattered, it did exactly that. Inside, a carbon fiber monocoque chassis, a digital tachometer so fast, Lexus had to design a custom display just to keep the needle from visually lagging behind the actual engine speed, and a cabin that feels more prototype race car than luxury coupe. Original MSRP was around $375,000. Clean examples today regularly sell for well over $700,000, and the right one can clear 7 figures at auction. That's the list. 5 Lexus machines, 5 completely different ways of proving speed and luxury were never actually opposites. Which one do you think Lexus should bring back first? The naturally aspirated V8, or something closer to the LFA? Drop your pick in the comments, hit like if this list earned it, and subscribe to Elite Motors for more of the fastest, rarest, and most engineered machines the automotive world has ever built. Thanks for watching.